Last week we were in Genesis chapter 3, the definitive chapter in the Bible on evil and the fall. Today we are going to finish up chapter 3. So we looked at the fall, Satan, the serpent. We were looking at all that, the curse on Satan, the curse on the woman. Today we finish the chapter by looking at the curse given to the man. So I'm reading now out of Genesis 3. To Adam he said, "Because you listened to your wife and ate of the tree about which I commanded you that you must not eat of it." And he says two things that are going to happen. One, cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil you will eat of it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you, and you will eat the plants of the field. So this is not just a statement about agriculture, although, right, it's that. And when you see weeds and bugs and crop problems, you know this is a broken world. All of the world, we read this in Romans, all the world groans under the weight of sin. Everything is broken. But it's not just agriculture, it's also work. So work becomes more difficult. Everything seems to go wrong, as you know, if you have a job or if you just live in life. Murphy's rule, everything that can go wrong seems to go wrong. And that means, by the way, if you like 80% of what you do, you've won the job lottery. I feel called to being a pastor, and there's lots of parts of this work that I appreciate and I like. There are parts of this job, and I tell myself, I would not do this if they weren't paying me, because I do not want to do this. It's hard, but again, if you like 80% of what you do, it doesn't get any better than that. So the second part of the curse that is given here to Adam is that you will die. By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken, for dust you are, and to dust you will become. So there is both physical and spiritual death. That's a reality. That is a result of the fall. Now Christ will change all this. Jesus will defeat death, and we have the promise in 1 Corinthians 15 that he will destroy it. It will be the last thing to be destroyed in heaven. There will be no death. So that's good news, but that's not where we're at right now. Right now what we're seeing is that part of the result of the fall is that work is harder, life is harder, and that we will die. There's one last part of this, and it's a good part. We don't want to miss it. Adam named his wife Eve because she would become the mother of all the living. Now, if you studied Genesis chapter 3, you might think both because Eve has made a lot of bad choices here and caused a lot of pain, and because Adam has not proven to be a very thoughtful or classy guy, you might have thought that, he would give her the name Grim Reaper or something like that. But this is a sweet moment, and this is one of Adam's better moments. There's a sense in which everything is being reset. And although, in this account, in this narrative, there's not, new life yet. Eve is not given birth to new life, but he says, I'm going to name you Eve, I'm going to name you life giver, and you're going to be the conduit through which, again, God is going to fulfill his promises. He has said he's going to send one that will crush the head of evil. Evil will strike his heel, but he will crush his head. And so we're seeing sort of God's graciousness played out through Adam and Eve and their interaction with each other. And so we step back again. The part of the reason of focusing here on Genesis 1 through 11 is that this is the bottom block in the Jenga puzzle of the Bible, right? It supports everything. We see that there is a good, all-powerful creator, that he creates everything. He creates humanity in his image as sort of the crescendo of the creative process, puts us in charge, but there is a rebellion, and as a result of rebellion, Everything is broken. The consequences of the fall are so much worse than what anyone could have imagined. But God has given us a way forward. There is a curse, but the curse will be overcome through the seed of woman. And so the good news is that in Christ, death is defeated and eventually destroyed, and we live forever. And that Genesis 1-3 is shaping how we understand who we are and how we live, and how we will live forever in Christ. Have a good day.